So ultimately, the fire department's going to be selling something to the people. And what are we selling? It's just an idea that we can all do more to improve the safety on our farms for your family, your staff. If a farm has staff, if you're technically a staff, are you on the books? Okay. Oh, it's on. Down low. Okay. But if any farm has staff, it's a workplace, right? So you got to protect it. Now with the animals, if we're putting animals there as a business, as a luxury, because we don't need riding horse. You don't need them, you want them. It's not a necessity, right? But we're putting them there. Don't we have a moral, ethical responsibility to look after them? Keep it as safe as possible? Exactly. And with a little time and information. So what I did is, but basically I covered barn fire safety, pre-planning, fire extinguisher awareness. Have you ever worked a fire extinguisher? It's not just a yes or no. You don't have to tell me when or how big it was. Or
I've handled it.
who is not? Is anybody not? Okay.
No.
That's one little thing that you can learn how to do that could make a big difference. 10-pounders are at the end of the shed rows, but nobody has training. Fire extinguisher awareness and blackout in the barn. So what we did is we filled a barn. We emptied the barn of livestock, horses, filled the barn with artificial smoke. And I'll tell you about that one. So right here, this is an actual photo, Classy Lane barn fire that occurred. Who mentioned that first? You did. So this is a nice quote that I threw in there. Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Is that not accurate? Right here. How many examples do we need? We've done nothing. There's not going to be another barn fire. Now there's another barn fire. There won't be one after that. So Classy Lane barn fire, what are you thinking first thing here? Let's just look at the picture on the left. Right? Okay. So now, if you're familiar with barns, shed rows, so open shed rows, a lot of ventilation. What are you thinking might be in here on first glance? Living quarters? Possibly. Possibly living quarters. So now, are you dealing with fatalities? A few short hours. This fire happened at about 11:30 at night. It was full with horses. Classy Lane, it's a really super nice place. And now this was barn 1. They've now reconstructed as barn 6. So I got called to that fire to assist. So I do want to talk, Robert had mentioned working together, ICS management, incident command. It worked out perfectly. So if you can take something positive away from this. So this was a drone, took photos. That's the barn. So that's the front where we took photos of. 0 animals survived. So here you have Puce fire. Now this is still a working fire, so basically the suppression was still here. This guy here, there's 2, front and back, fire marshals. There were 4 fire marshals in total there. That's me in the white helmet. That's Dr. Adam Chambers, veterinarian. And that's Detective Constable Brian Aran from the OPP. So we had OPP, we had Puce fire, you had the chief, you had media galore. If you probably seen a million photos of it, news, it was huge news. It's not the kind of news you want. This is the largest structure loss of all time at Puce Lynch. Needless to say, you wonder what we're doing. Why would I need a vet? The fire marshal showed up, and good on him. Manny Garcia was his name. He shows up. He's not familiar with barns. He's not familiar with horses. And I come in, and I'm in black fatigues, and I said, hey, this is who I am. This is what we can do for you. He goes, okay, let me do a 360 first. Let me drive around, see what I'm dealing with. There's media everywhere. They're inside. They're encroaching onto the property. He could have said, this is my dance. I'm coming with my own 3 guys, but he didn't. He said, thanks. Like, you and you, okay, we know all the people here. There's approximately 100 people that are stable on the property. So you have 100 potential witnesses. You can narrow down your time frame of when it was in a good scenario and when it was turned bad. And now you close up your window. So we don't know that we don't have somebody coming back from the races and they've passed out somewhere. You don't know, not from drinking. It could be an injury, a heart attack. We don't know that. So he goes, now, this one was close to Guelph. He goes, well, now I'm going to have to get a veterinarian. I said, but what are you going to want the vet for? And he's going to, I want tissue samples. I said, we can do that. I got a vet right here. He's in charge of all of our vets at all the racetracks in Ontario. He'll come here. I said, but he's an hour away. So he'll be here in 1 hour and 1 minute. The minute I hang up the phone, he's going to be here. And I said, now, you're obviously worried about this is a crime scene until he can prove otherwise. So we got continuity of evidence. We got chain of custody. He wants to make sure, I don't know what he wants, but he wants tissue samples to determine if there was a an accelerant at various locations of the building. He doesn't know. We don't know if this is an insurance scam, arson, arson for profit, arson for fun. We don't know. But fortunately, he said, yeah, I need all the help I can get. We were there for 2 days. It was minus 25 degrees. Now, really, what was I to the people that were stabled there? Friendly face that they knew. Because really, what are we doing in the emergency services and on the volunteer service? We're making somebody's really bad day a little bit better. Ultimately is what we're doing. See what we did right here? Now, horse people, we covered those horses up. That was one of the first things we did. We had 43 horses, and I said, guys, how about we do this? Can we cover them up? Why? I said, just to give some respect to the animal, and it looks terrible. How are you doing? You all right with this? Oh, okay. So, but we didn't know, so we covered every horse up, 43 of them. There were 39 full-size horses and 3 minis as companion animals, but little farts. But by the time we ran out of those sheets, they went and retrieved sheets from, like, bedding sheets to cover them up. We didn't know, but this picture here, and there were other media photos, that we had 2 helicopters, actual helicopters, news helicopters, but they have to keep a distance from your crime scene, so they're up, and you had 2 drones that were lower. But all they could see, like the horse owner or trainer, they know what stall their horse should be in. But all they could see were those, which actually turned out to, as the fire marshal said, it added a little bit of sensitivity to that case. And that we only, because some of us had horse experience, and that's what we chose to do. And fortunately, they had the ability to do that.